mic'd up with Mikie Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got J Mitch. We got Jackie Boyd.
He tried to jump up and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys will come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there. He's punching me in the stomach. Like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around? Who here thinks Chico can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's been with you 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think I'm going to practice today. And I was like, I look back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
On the spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
you heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her. I smelled it.
Whoa. What was that?
Good show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like they should
Players, look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach, I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now.
Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, March 26th. Big show for you again today on this beautiful Wednesday night. It is Ask Mikie and Mitch Wednesday. Throw your questions in the chat if you haven't already thrown them on Twitter. Lloyd is going to pick his favorite question, and we are going to request your email, and then you will win 2 free tickets to CannaFest this weekend. We'll talk more about CannaFest as the show progresses.
Get your piss high.
And what it's about. Listen, great times, great vibes. It's gonna be good times. A lot to talk about. Obviously, Coach Jay Johnson on the show
Right now.
and so we're gonna run through some of these things. Obviously, LSU coming off a series loss, but then rebounding last night with a 17-4 7-inning win against the I don't even want to call them rivals, but against the team down I-10. Lafayette, Louisiana, UL. LSU obviously played extremely good baseball. Jumped on them early with a 9 spot in the first and kind of ran and extended that lead and made it a 10-run rule game and move on to the game, to the series this weekend, which is Mississippi State starting on Thursday. So all the questions that you want answered, Coach Jay Johnson will be able to answer them. Now we don't have to buffer or talk about anything because
Pussyfoot.
because we have Coach. This is his grind day, though. So we're going to keep him for a nice short time. Coach, we appreciate you coming on the show. We know Wednesday is your scout day. It is your late night coffee in the office day, your pencil pushing day, crunching the numbers. So we appreciate you taking a little time and joining the show. Welcome back.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
We're doing great. How are you doing? 17-4 win last night. Obviously, everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to get concerned about this past weekend, which obviously in my mind, there's no concern. There's no concern. I think that's the way y'all feel. We had Kate Anderson on the show on Monday. He echoed those sentiments. He basically said that the team is extremely close. The camaraderie with the guys on the team and the makeup of the guys on the team, they're ready to get back out on the field, which they obviously showed last night. Before we get to Mississippi State, before we get to last night, this past weekend, I don't think that y'all played obviously terrible baseball. Y'all played great on Friday. Y'all had halfway through the game on Saturday. Maybe some walks, more walks than you wanted on Saturday. And then Sunday was a Sunday game, 6-2, had opportunities. What's your take on the weekend before we move forward to previewing Mississippi State?
Yeah, I think Friday night seems like a long time ago, but honestly, one of the best games I've had a team play here. And we've played a lot of great games in the 3 years and 6 weeks that I've been here. I thought we were outstanding. Obviously had Cade on. He was great. Showed why he's one of the best pitchers in the country. Zach came in and did what Zach does. Played clean defense. Got some big hits. Really executed offensively at a high level. And then early in the game Saturday, I thought we did a really good job again with Harrison and put ourselves in a good position. And it's a good lineup, man. And that third time through, they were on it. Galvan is really hot. He's hit like 8 homers in the last 10 games, and he got us for a big swing. And we were trying to avoid, him hitting with as many guys on base as possible. And he got a big hit. And then Derek Curiel immediately responds and hits a 2-run homer. And it's 7-6, and we hadn't lost in a month. And so guys are locked in and competing their rear ends off. And Connor Binge, I thought, came in and did a really good job for us. We needed a bridge right there, and he did it. And then I still don't know how Flores hit that ball out. Really good swing to tie the game. So credit to him. And then obviously we couldn't quite hold it there, and it's a little tougher when you're on the road. Yep. And credit Texas, they came back, played a good game, and then Sunday we lost 6-2 to a top 5 team at their place, in front of a hostile crowd. I don't have any problem with how we competed in the game. Really our first game in over a month offensively where we weren't as good as we have been. Right. Pretty incredible run of good offensive baseball by our team. And then packed it up, came home, and short memory, and right back at it last night. Played good, and we're on tomorrow night, national television. So here we go.
Coach, as a player, and I don't know if you feel the same way as a coach, but some of the guys that we've spoken to feel the same way. After a weekend like that, when you feel like, we had some games we probably could have played a little bit better than we wanted to. I always wanted to get back on the field as quickly as possible, right? You play on Sunday, off on Monday, play on Tuesday, and then you get this day off, and then you got the game on Thursday. Did you like how that schedule, after coming off that loss, did you like that you get to get back on the field and get after it again?
Yeah, I mean, the best place for me to be is on the field. Right. You know what I mean? During this time of year. And it's the players, I mean, they're the ones executing in the games. They definitely feel that way. And, we don't have total control over the schedule. Right. I think if you look at the totality of the weeks, I mean, we're on Thursdays 4 times because everybody wants to see the Tigers on national television.
Damn right.
And that's a great thing. And, I didn't really think much about it. I think probably how we operate with them was my thoughts of, okay, we have to take Monday off regardless. Just the intense series. It was hot on Sunday. Need a little bit of a breather, so they were refreshed last night. We did a little bit more before the game yesterday than maybe we normally do, just, because we didn't practice on Monday. It was a 7-inning game, but it seemed late. Like I didn't go to bed till like 1:30 that night.
What happens when you score 17?
Yeah, sign me up for that every time.
No doubt.
And then,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then a little quick. That's okay. It's just a little quicker turnaround. And we have some really important players. Like I'm watching closely how we manage their bodies and their load. Like, and I'm talking more position players. So it was very condensed today. We've been a good practice team to this point in this year of getting done what we need to get done efficiently. Kind of in my past, I've been more like, hey, more is better on the field all the time. Make sure they know it. But we got some guys playing some high leverage positions that are taking on a heavy load, that are very skilled players. So I want to make sure their bodies and minds are sharp. So we were a little shorter today. And then now we as coaches don't quite have the same buffer to get ready. So it's a little more intense in terms of time intensive here over the next 24 hours. But that's about it.
Yeah.
And, I think the whole country watches our game tomorrow night. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I can't wait. Jared, you got a question?
Yeah, Coach. Like I'm not saying this because the series was lost 2-1. I genuinely want to know stuff like this. When there's stuff you have no control over when the season starts. One of those things is the schedule. When you go into an environment like that, and for my own, I'm not saying this is what you thought. I don't personally think it was super hostile, but it is a road SEC game. So when you go into an environment like that against another talented team who's rolling, you would love to go into a season and run the table. That'll never happen. It's never started. It'll never happen. But when you lose a series like that on the road early on with a young SEC team yourself, in the back of your mind, are you kind of sitting here thinking like, these are some of these lessons I need these guys to be able to catch on to earlier than later, because you're going to need those experiences later in the season?
Yeah, I definitely think there's something to that. Part of the deal here is we treat this season like a 56-game playoff, and I want everybody to know they're getting our best all the time. Like every single game matters. Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, conference, non-conference, doesn't matter. And I thought our guys competed fine, like, in the weekend. There was a couple things that we needed to do better to beat a team of that caliber. As far as the environment thing, I'm pretty immune to it. I've had really good success playing at Texas. I'd never lost a game in that stadium until Saturday night. And you could, when they hit the home run to go ahead 6-5, it was the first time I really felt like it's loud, they're into it, that kind of thing.
I'd agree with that.
He responded and scored 2 runs, which I thought was great. And again, veteran lineup. We've played those guys here the last 2 years. I mean, we've played them 2 years in a row prior to this year in non-conference. A lot of the same players. They're experienced. They've been through their highs and lows as well. And, they weren't rattled by losing a game or getting behind in a game. And they gave us their best shot. And then Sunday, they got a good pitching performance, really good pitching performance. And those guys got some clutch hits. So, does it help us? I think so. And, something, my kind of personal commitment, I would say, for this year is when you have something not go well or the way you want it to, or quote unquote adversity, is how can I turn that into a positive for our team? And that's all that we're doing with what we gathered from the weekend.
Coach, how many baseball games have you been a part of where you saw a curtain call in the 5th inning?
What do you mean?
On Saturday, when you said it got as raucous as it's been, he got a GD curtain call. That's why it got loud. I'm sure you were somewhere else. I'm sure you were doing your deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lloyd saw it, and Lloyd's been asking it all week. I've seen it. He didn't love that, obviously.
It's unbelievable.
Hey, you're not used
it's
to
not Lou Gehrig.
You're not used to hitting homers. I get it. It's fine. They're not, not used to those moments.
Hey, you know what though? And I don't even mind this, and I'm sure we rub everybody the wrong way when some of our guys do stuff. But players love celebrating today.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah, have fun.
I don't
Yeah.
I only can coach one team, so I didn't even know that.
No, right.
There's nothing more wholesome than what y'all do. Just a good old thumbs up.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job. 2 thumbs up. It's always good when you do that. Coach,
what is the story behind that? Have any of the guys told you that?
We haven't. You know what? The next guy we got on, we're gonna ask him that because I don't know the story.
Okay.
I don't know the story.
Now he's doing our job.
Yeah. Now look, I appreciate you for doing Lloyd's job and producing our show.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Pulse of the team.
Coach, I was told that you actually told them all, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do this thing. No, I'm just
I'm sure like they were trying to make fun of me in some way.
I'll find out and I'll report back to you for sure. Coach, you talked about some of these, or Jared asked a question about some of these learning lessons early on in the season. One of those guys who obviously is going to be a big contributor to the team, guy who's ultra talented. He's had a welcome to the SEC moments a couple times early on, and William Schmidt comes in, throws, gets behind a couple counts, gives up the 3-run homer. He throws last night out of the bullpen. Two-part question to this. One, how important are these early failures for his development later on, right? Obviously, everybody wants to be perfect all the time. That's not the reality of it. And two, pitching him out of the bullpen on last night, is that a way to get him more comfortable coming out of the bullpen? Because I know he didn't do that, obviously, in high school. And is that some way for him to kind of come up with a new routine of, hey, you're going to pitch out the bullpen right now. This is what you need to learn how to do, kind of get used to it?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I'll take, like, responsibility for that. Like, there's no bigger believer in how good William Schmidt is and is going to be than Jay Johnson.
Right.
And so I kind of, like, hey, man, like, let's go. Like, we're pushing into this thing right away. We were up 7-4 against Missouri at home Saturday night, park's buzzing, like, here we go.
Yeah.
And he immediately came out and got a scoreless inning, a strikeout and a double play ball. We're out of it, gave up a homer, and then we went out and got him. But, you know, the other guys did the job, no big deal. And then it was just kind of early in the game on Saturday, and I felt like for us to win the series, we probably needed a couple quality innings out of him, and I liked it in that middle spot. And he came in and he got Flores to hit a ground ball, and then we were almost out of the inning, and weren't able to do that. And then a very good veteran hitter hit a homer off him, and then he lost the strike zone a little bit, which is natural. Literally, like last night, he's gonna be like one of the best pitchers in the country.
Yep.
And he's one of the best pitchers on our team, in my opinion. So I literally just want to get him out there and get him experience to get better. He only threw 21 pitches the other night. I wanted to get him, a little bit of volume. I wanted to get him in out of the pen, as you say. I mean, he's going to be a starter here. So this is a little bit abnormal. And so, everything, there's a reason behind everything. And I wanted to get him back out there. And like I said, I mean, I'll take a little bit of it for him, of like, I just believe in him so much that I've kind of just forced him into right in the thick of it.
Yeah, and everything,
he'll be
everything we've heard about him is he's awesome. Like his makeup, it's like, hey, he goes out there, he give up a grand slam, he comes back in, he's ready to go the next day, doesn't even remember it, which is an unbelievable quality to have as a pitcher.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so thankful he's here. And he's one of those guys, I mean, teammates love him. We're all behind him. He's got all the talent in the world. He's a good pitcher.
Yeah.
We just need to get some seasoning. And, something I think I may have mentioned this before, like, before I came here, like, I would always pay attention to whether it was Florida or Vanderbilt or, how did they use these really high talented freshmen? And a lot of them, it was like kind of just bring them along, and then kind of, okay, now there's a time we're popping them into it. And I just believed in him so much. It's like, hey man, let's go, kind of thing. And I think he will be better from this and will respond in a positive way based on what I know about him. And the guy's going to pitch as many big innings here over the next 3 years as anybody, and including this season.
Correct.
And he'll use, just like I talked about our team, he'll use that experience the other night and will be better for it.
Jared.
Yeah, Coach. Look, you got dudes that are playing well all over the diamond right now in the outfield, all over the infield right now. But there's one guy that you keep putting in at certain points, and he continues to keep earning his stripes every time he gets an opportunity. How good does it make you feel that you have someone like Tanner Reeves on the bench? And how on earth are you able to keep him engaged, to keep coming, to keep showing up the way he does every time he gets an opportunity to?
Yeah. I love him. He's like one of my favorite guys that we've recruited here, and a really good player. And we have a lot of really good players. And so you're kind of working your way in, and he's got great self-awareness. I remember before the season we were meeting and talking, and, he even said, like, I'm pretty self-aware with maybe where I'm at and where I stand right now on this team. And, I'm going to keep working and do what I can to contribute. And he's got some maturity to, like, understand what's happening, what we're doing. And, like last night we're playing, maybe the best bunting team in college baseball. And, there's another left-handed pitcher, and we just hit a run of left-handed pitchers. And he's done well with his opportunities. And I never even think about, hey, if I'm playing him or I'm not, when I do play him again, is he going to be ready to go? And he's a big part of this thing, and will probably continue to be more of a big part of it as we go along, as the schedule neutralizes and flips back around. And he's doing great and a huge, huge contributor. And I love the way our lineup is when he's in there, man. And, there's a method behind all of it, and it's what we're doing. And it's worked out well, I think, by playing both of those guys. If you put together what they're doing collectively, especially over the last 3 weeks, you would look at the third base position for LSU and go, like, it's not Tommy White, but you're replacing Tommy White pretty darn good. The skills that both those guys are bringing to the table right now.
Might take two, but it's a pretty good two. Speaking of, obviously you have a plan for everything. I think that is very much known. And despite that, there has been some conjecture about your decision on, I believe it was Friday, because God forbid you go 2 pitchers between Cade Anderson and Zach Cowan to get a win. Do you have any thought behind of when you approach an SEC series, like, let me get the first one and then I'll take my chances with the next 2, regardless of who I have?
Well, in terms of Friday, it was 4-2 when we finished the 6th inning. And then we got Zach up and going, and he was going in the game. And then it was 6-2.
Sorry for scoring.
And then we got a big hit with 2 out. Jared hit the ball backside and just to continue to take great at bats. And then at that point, it's like we have 9 outs to go.
Yep.
We put him in the game. He gets to 2 outs relatively quickly, and then we actually made an error. And then the pitch count got to like 25 or 26 after 1 inning. And we were kind of in this weird spot where if we pull him out, and then it doesn't work out, and then you got to go get somebody else. Now we've burned our 2 best guys in 1 game. And then the other thought is, like, yeah, man, like, Zach is probably one of our best guys, along with Case and Evans. But, like, I would be not a very good coach to play for if I only had faith in 1 pitcher.
Right.
And so I went with Zach to finish the game. He did a great job. It's one of our best games of the season. And I got on the bus with full confidence that the other guys would get the job done. We didn't. And that's part of it. And so I didn't even really think twice about that. The only decision was, okay, the pitch count got to a weird place. And now if we score 4, let's say at the top of the 8th, maybe we're in a different deal. But we didn't.
Right.
We didn't. And so we made a decision, and we won the game.
Yeah.
And then the next game, I had full confidence we had plenty to get it done. We just didn't do it.
Yeah, God forbid the fans realize, oh man, there's some thought that goes into this. Maybe like there's a reason, there's a reason behind why decisions are made. Like, hey, I'm not just gonna, hey, actually, boom, that guy's gonna throw today.
Spin the wheel.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Yeah, no, just whoever everybody
raise your hand.
Likes or thinks is a good person, we'll just throw them in there.
Yeah. I think that's how it's supposed to work right there. Yeah, no. No, but obviously we all talked about it. I was like, you get a win on Friday, especially when your 2 best guys throw, and then he was in there in rhythm. You keep him in there, and you just get there, and you have a full bullpen for the weekend. Exactly.
Well, keep in mind too. I think that was our 17th win in a row. So you're not making decisions to lose the next game when you won 17 in a row.
Right.
So that's
that's part. It's part of it. You're never gonna please everybody.
God forbid I'll lose the hand of blackjack.
That's part of the game. I wanna talk about another player on the team that's. I feel like you mentioned him last night after the game. You feel like he is progressing. The bat, I feel like I didn't really know what to expect. I don't recruit these guys like you do. I don't know what to expect coming in. I watched his swing, loved his swing. Cade Aaron Beatty last night obviously hit 3 balls over 100 miles an hour. One off his face off the scoreboard, the other one down the line for a double. Swinging the bat really well. Feels like he's getting a lot more comfortable there. How do you like the progression of him? Obviously there's some work to be done a little bit behind the plate, but I feel like he has has taken some strides. What do you feel like the progression is that he's made so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were getting a great player. It was a big deal for him to come to school, not go in the draft. The power, he's kind of always had that, but I'm just impressed with Cade as the hitter. Like the homer was great, but his at-bats after the homer was what I was really excited about and maybe showed me he's really progressed in a positive way. I don't really know what his statistics are, but I feel like he's had some tough luck in hitting the ball hard at people.
Correct.
So the last couple of games he's been there, he's just hit it over the fence where nobody could catch it, which I love that.
Do that more.
Yeah, and then but a clutch hit with 2 outs, 2-out RBI last night. Good walk in there. Thought he caught good again, which he has the last few times out. And I mean, it's a huge piece of what we're doing, and really excited about the strides he's making.
Coach, I got a really in-depth one for you, but I kind of really need to know this. What do you go with when referring to Luis? You go with Luis, Papi, mi amigo? Which one do you go with?
Luis, for sure. Yeah.
So Poppy's the nickname apparently, right? Like that's what everybody's calling him. That's at least on LSU baseball social media is calling him.
Yeah, I don't look at social media that often, but I hear the guys call him that, and like he's a great player, huge offensive game on Friday. He's catching like a beast, but like I just love the person. Like you can't have a great team if the person behind the plate is not a dude guy. Like he has to be like a guy. I'm not talking about like a player, but he has to have everybody like in tune and loving his success. And I love seeing how happy our team gets when Luis succeeds, and tells me everything I need to know about how those guys feel about him. And man, what an addition for our team this year.
Coach, couple questions, couple more before you go. I know you got a lot of work to do tonight. Jaden Newt's been really good for you in the midweek. He's grinded through some up and down early starts, not bad starts, but like had to figure out, grind through it. Has done that, given you some length in the midweek. And then Maverick Rizzi, he's come in last few outings. He has been really good. It feels like he's kind of starting to feel how college baseball is and kind of getting his legs underneath him. Talk a little bit about those two guys and how important they're going to be for you down the stretch.
Yeah, huge. And the talent is there with both of them. You can clearly see it. They were well thought of. We had to, fight the draft with both of them. We just need to keep getting them out there. And that's part of why I make some of the pitching decisions that I make, in the midweek. It's like getting Maverick in the game the other night. I mean, it was good. He got in that crazy game at Texas, even for a little bit, gave up a hit, then immediately responded, got the next 2 guys out, walked the first guy last night, and then got right back in the zone, had some punch outs, and kind of got his stuff reined in. Like, that's a guy you look at, you see the talent, and he just needs to get a little closer to usable skill when the game matters. And, we've been able to get him in, and against Kansas State, against Texas, against Missouri. He was huge last Sunday against Missouri. And he's going to be great, and the same with Jaden. And what was great about last night is, he got us 3 innings on 42 pitches. So, a couple days off here, and then, should be ready for the back part of the weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach.
No.
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
I got one more for you, Coach, man. I don't know how I keep forgetting to ask about this, but each week he keeps showing up, and it's his ability to turn this thing over the way he's done it for you. How big has Stanfield been at the bottom of your lineup and playing center field? He's been awesome down there, huh?
Phenomenal. Game-changing. Like, just kind of like I talked about Luis. Like, you have to get the talent that you need, especially guys that are going to play in the middle of the field. He's an excellent defensive center fielder. I always liked him as a player. I felt like there was more in the tank offensively. There has been. We've seen that. Yep. It's more than just hitting. It's, how he takes at bats, moves the offense, sets the table, and when you got Derek and Jared and Danny coming up, like, Chris is always on base. And so it's been phenomenal. And again, like I just said with Luis, like, if you got a problem with Chris Stanfield, you're the problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's what kind of dude he is. Yeah. And so I love him, and really, really happy he's here.
Yeah, I love the he makes a diving play. He comes up with a lot of emotion. Love that about him. right?
Oh,
Feels
not
like
you, Mikey.
Feel like he's kind of the
Nah, you, no way, Mikey. There's no way you like that.
Hey, you know what I realized? Like after like 2 years, they play this video like while we're doing infield outfield, and you're making like a sweet diving catch on there. Have you seen that before?
I mean, I don't. Did I smash my face into the ground? Like
He goes to sleep. He goes to sleep to it every night still.
Okay, yeah, yeah, it's a nice catch, man. I didn't realize you could run like that.
Yeah, thank you. I used to be able to pick him up and put him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Coach, you have no idea how many times I've walked in on him watching MLB and
that's
watching
not-
his old homers.
That's not true.
Hey, if you got
that's. Hey, I'm with you. Like I'll get caught up watching that. I think Jared, you're on the video too somewhere, and there's all the highlights from Omaha or Stephen Milam's homer against South Carolina, which I didn't see because I was kicked out of the gym.
Oh, you did it again?
I'm glad you said that. You got kicked out again. You got kicked out.
Man, God darn it! I was trying to get off here. No, I'll be honest. There's some
history.
Yeah, there was. Like it was from the regional last year with the interference double play, a questionable strike zone and a miss on a check swing that were very instrumental in us not playing in the super regional last year. And unfortunately, I felt like he missed a check swing on the bunt, so I let him know that was the second check swing he missed, and he didn't like it. And then I said, "You know exactly what I'm talking about." And then I had to go back to the locker room.
It's all right.
I'm not letting this one live. I love it.
That's okay. Look, it happens. Sometimes you gotta do it. You gotta let them know how you feel, and then you got.
As a coach, you're not supposed to have a very short memory, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team was like, "What are you doing?" Like it's a bunt check swing in like the 8th inning. So I had to explain it to them, like, "Hey, man, that was about last year." And the guy actually is a good umpire, and he's an old Pac-12 guy, and I don't remember anything. Like, I don't know if I maybe yelled at him wrong or something at Arizona or something like that.
Hey, people don't forget. They hold grudges, but it's okay. Hopefully, y'all can have a orange juice together and figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh,
or maybe not.
No.
Or maybe not.
Keep that edge, Coach.
Coach, I know you got a lot of work to do. We appreciate you as always coming up on our show every week. Good luck this weekend. We'll be out there tomorrow night and Friday night and Saturday night. Obviously the rain. I know you're the big rain guy, so hopefully you can do some rain dance and maneuver around the weather that's supposed to be there. It's Louisiana, may go away. But good luck this weekend, and we'll be watching.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yep, you too, Coach.
Hey.
Go study.
He tried to get, and honestly, I'm glad he brought it up because I forgot about it. I forgot to bring it up, but he brought it up, and I brought it up, and that was great. That was great. I'm glad we acknowledged it, and people don't forget shit, And hey, this guy fucked us 2 years ago or last year on a play, and he's not gonna do it. God forbid he does it again. And so I'm going to go let him know that I didn't forget about it. And he did. And he let him know.
My God,
I respect it.
Guys, what are you doing? Coach, what are you doing? Like, no, this is personal.
No, listen. Y'all don't get it. You don't understand. Okay? You don't get where I'm coming from. But
if you were here last year, you remember.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And shit, it worked last year.
It worked. Right? Didn't work.
Maybe,
it's okay. It happens. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not always going to work every time. Obviously, always good insight with Jay Johnson when he comes on our show. I'm glad we got to have some laughs with him. It's nice to get him, loosen up and doing those types of things. Big series this weekend. They play tomorrow. They play Mississippi State. Mississippi State's Friday night guy hasn't thrown a ton of innings. I don't think he's been the Friday night guy all year. Their Saturday night guy is their ace. Or maybe their Saturday night guy this weekend is actually their Friday night guy.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I don't know. I haven't looked at him, but that makes more sense now that I'm talking about it out loud. He's probably their Friday night guy. They didn't want to. Jay's done that before, right? Doesn't want to move him out of his Friday rotation spot, so keeps him there. That makes sense because he has been their best pitcher.
Yeah, he has been their best pitcher. It'll be interesting to see what decision they make and how they go about doing this thing, especially if there's some rain coming, but it's a big lefty, big arm, very tough release position. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do, man. And I would imagine they're going to come in here hot and ready to go because it hasn't gone great for them recently. So this should be good.
Coach, they're 36-60 since winning the national championship 3 years ago, I believe, or was it 4, whenever it was. 3 years ago. They won it the year before LSU did, right?
Yep.
This is him. Jay Johnson's come out and said
this is the that you see on Friday.
This is the Friday night guy.
Pico Coon.
Jay said that he is one of the best pitchers and one of the best players in the league. He's obviously got nasty breaking shit. Like, it looks good. He has a big sweeping breaking ball, then a hard one, right? Has a little weird
leg action,
little like recoil action. But he's
he likes himself.
Yep, he's a talented pitcher. He's been throwing really well. That's going to be a big challenge for them. He's not going to be going up against Cade Anderson. He's going to be going up against Ianson, which, whatever. I think Ianson and I think Chase Shorts are going to have a lot better series this year than they have in the last couple of weekends. And I think it's just a matter of time before it clicks for those two guys. But it should be a very competitive series. You know, they're even though they're 1-5, they're not. They're a talented team.
It's SEC.
Yeah, they're a talented.
You got to remember too. Chase and Anthony are both truly newcomers to the league, right? If you can think about it a little bit, last year when Cade was a newcomer to the league, he struggled something, right? So you got to think of it that way. These guys are kind of getting their feet in and getting a chance to do it as starters in the league. It may take them a little bit, but like you said, I expect them to get better as the season continues to go because they're starting to learn how to pitch in this league.
Yeah. Before we continue to go, ask Mikie and Mitch. Throw your questions in the chat.
Yes.
We have some questions from Twitter. We are giving away 2 CannaFest tickets to the best question on Ask Mikie and Mitch. If you don't know what CannaFest is, that's okay. I'll let you know what it is. I have all the information available. It is being sponsored by Indigo, our partner,
And you.
and me, Mik'd Up. Is going to be a sponsor of CannaFest. Our partners here at Indigo have been so gracious with their space, hosting us and allowing us to host our show here. It is an all-day music fest on April 12th, right, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Long day. Don't have to be there all day, or you do be there all day. Who knows? Beauvoir Park. It is a fun event. Hopefully the weather is glorious, and you're out there and you're enjoying all of the amazing products that Indigo Papers offer. IndigoPapers.com. Go check it out. They got everything you want. They actually got flour, is what they call it. If you dabble in that. They have these seltzer drinks that are extremely popular, extremely tasty, and do the trick. Not too much, just enough. Keeps you going. They have tinctures. They have pouches, and if you like to dip,
If you want to do it at work.
if you want to hang out at work, they got everything that you need. Go check it out. IndigoPapers.com. Beautiful website, great products. They are sponsoring. They are hosting, putting on CannaFest. Music, vibes. Should be an enjoyable Chiba Hut with some great food. Should be an enjoyable time. The beauty of it is it's all day. So you don't have to – you can go – 2 tickets will get you there. You can do whatever you want to do for however long you want to do it, and you can leave and go do something else. So 2 tickets for CannaFest we are giving away. Throw your questions in the chat if you would like these tickets. If not, still throw them in the chat. We just won't pick you. But, yeah, it's a great event. Lloyd has emceed it.
What's the dates again?
It is April 12th.
One day and one day only, all day.
One day, all day, 10 p.m. to 12. No. 12
to 10.
12 to 10 p.m.
That's what happens when you work at Indigo.
That's it. Sometimes you forget. But
or
it's
get there
okay.
at 12. You'll be fine.
Time, it doesn't matter.
It's all relative.
Time is linear.
That's right.
You know, it doesn't really matter.
Flat circle.
It's a flat circle. So, yeah, with that said, put your questions in the chat. We'll get to them probably at the 7 o'clock hour. We'll pick a winner and continue to go. But let's continue to talk baseball. Let's talk a little bit last night. We don't have to recap the game because the game was over in the first. LSU gave up 1 run in the first inning. Jaden Newt kind of settled in, figured the stuff out. LSU responded to that 1 run with 9 in the bottom of the first inning. Kind of felt like the game was over at that point. UL tried to make it kind of close, made it 9-4. Then after that, it was over. 10 runs, and they got to 17-4, 10-run rule, game over. You do what you want to do after you come off a series loss. They swung the bats well. They got ahead early. They were aggressive early. Pitching staff was able to get in and out of the innings. You had some guys get some work that needed to get some work, and 7 innings. Wipe your hands with it. Move on to Thursday night. I liked what I saw. I think that's exactly how you respond. Jay, what do you think?
I mean, so you alluded to it about being able to get back out there after a kind of, I guess, disappointing weekend, if you will. Even though they played, I'd say probably 1.5 ball games of really good baseball. But when you get back out there and you play kind of a quick turnaround, and the way the offense executed after kind of not being there the second half of the series against Texas, the way the offense executed, I don't just mean like extra base hits, the way they grinded out at bats, the way they didn't chase pitches, the way they still put up the 17 runs, made you feel like, okay, this group has a good offensive mind. For them to kind of show up that quickly after, kind of right the wrongs that they had going on, and be able to put out and play the way they did, that gives you a good feeling about what they can do moving forward. That gives you a good feeling about where they are mentally, where they are maturity-wise, and I think that'll bode well for them as the season goes on.
Yeah, I mean, it's look, they have something, and I want to reiterate this. We talked about this on Monday. I want to reiterate this. They didn't play a bad week. It wasn't a bad weekend. They didn't play sloppy. They didn't play bad. They didn't play their best. But when you don't play your best against a really good team on the road, you get beat, right? And I think Jay alluded to that. You know, they were whenever they had Cowan warming up, they were up 4-2. Then they ended up extending the lead on Friday. And then he was out there and he, explained why he did what he did, which makes a lot of sense once you actually take a step back from just yelling at the TV screen for no reason and quarterback Monday morning quarterbacking it. And then on Saturday, LSU had the lead, lost the lead, got the lead back, and felt like they were still in a position to win. And Texas did what good teams do, and they were able to scratch a couple runs and then extend the lead late in the game. And then on Sunday, it was just a good baseball game. LSU didn't capitalize on some opportunities of runners in scoring position, and they lost. It wasn't like they made a ton of errors. It wasn't like they, they were just throwing the ball around, booting the ball around. It's just baseball.
It's like Jay said. It's the first time the offense didn't really show up for you.
Right.
In 17 games.
Right, and then they responded with 17 runs, and now you're playing on Thursday at home, nationally televised. You're not going against their ace, which I look. It's the Friday night game is going to be awesome to watch because that is elite talent on the mound they're facing. And you have a really good lineup. It's going to be a good matchup. But then you have the opportunity on Thursday to jump ahead 1-0. You have your ace on the mound. You're going against their guy who hasn't had a ton of innings. I would like to see them do the same thing they did on Tuesday. Jump out early, let the pitching staff get in and out, and you just continue to just blow through the game, hopefully, and get to Friday.
Yeah, if they're able to play really well, I'm going to be very interested to see how Jay uses not only the starter in the Saturday and the Friday game, which is obviously game 2, but how they use the pen, how they go about using the pen in terms of, one, you need that game. I would imagine that runs are going to be at a premium in that game. And 2, if you can't win that game for some reason, you obviously want that win on the game 3. Like, you don't want to go 2 series in a row losing. So I do think that Friday game 2, it'll be a very, very big game for them if they can get the win in the Thursday game. And I want to see how he uses that pitching staff to try to get that thing done that day.
And I want to see how the starters rebound from last week. I want to see how Ianson and Chase Shores rebound from last week. I want to see them get to the 6th inning. I want to see them pitch like they've shown that they can pitch throughout the course of this year. And I want to continue to see Chase Shores get comfortable. I want to see him throw the innings and get comfortable and be able to go deep in games and be the type of pitcher that he knows he is and everybody else knows he is. It just may take a little time. So I'm interested to see that too. And I love high-quality matchups in baseball. Like, I love when they have their ace going up against the top lineup or, our ace going up against the top lineup and seeing, how they get through it and how they maneuver it and how they fight through at-bats. And that's really what I'm excited for to see. I don't want to jump past Thursday, but Friday is going to be fun watching that guy on the mound against the lineup that we have, who's very patient, don't strike out a ton, walk a lot, and are able to use the entire field. It's going to be a good day.
Just real quick in the chat, after we played the video of
Pico de
Gallo. Let me find it again. Hold on. It was from Fonz. Oh, great. Another breaking ball lefty hammer the under. Do you feel like LSU has struggled against left-handed pitching this year?
I do not. They faced a lot of lefties.
They have. It feels like
they faced a lot of lefties.
It feels like it's becoming a trend.
but I don't think
Faced a lot of lefties. Hey, they faced a lot of lefties, and we forget that they won 17 straight. No, I don't think that they've been struggling against lefties right
No,
now.
and it's not. I don't think that the trend is, hey, let's throw lefties against LSU. I think the trend is just there's a lot of lefties in the SEC this year.
I mean,
We
LSU
talked
had them
about
last
that.
year.
Huh?
LSU had them last year.
Right, and LSU they're leading the league in offense. So if we're facing a ton of lefties and they're leading the league in offense, like that shows you that they're not struggling that much with lefties.
If that's your
right
strategy.
now, you're not gonna light up the ace of a staff every outing. Like they're the ace of the staff for a reason because they're good. They got electric stuff, and every Friday night, every ace of the staff, maybe 99% of the aces in the SEC are gonna play pro ball and have a chance to make it to the big leagues. Probably half of those are gonna make it to the big leagues, and that's what you're facing in the SEC. And so I don't think that they struggle with lefties. I think that elite lefties make everybody struggle, and it's gonna be a grind. What was interesting, interesting in Jay Johnson's conversation with us is he talked about Jaden Newt only throwing 40 pitches. So it feels like Jaden's going to be available for Friday or Saturday to come out the bullpen and throw an inning or two, which shows kind of how he has grown. I don't want to say grown on Jay because he always knew he's talented, but how he's proven that, hey, I'm a guy that you can rely on. Put me in a bigger situation. And so I wouldn't be shocked if you saw him pitch over the weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either if he got in there over the weekend. That's another arm that has earned his stripes, can be reliable for him. So I would imagine that he's going to be part of – yeah, he'll be a part of that number this weekend, without a doubt.
He's been so good he's choking you up.
Yeah, I know you got so emotional about Jaden Newt.
I love how Lloyd just throws the camera on me, too, when I'm
Oh,
good God. Oh, man.
Get out of here.
But no, it's gonna be a fun series, and now we got a lot more ammo for Friday. We got a preview and a review.
Oh,
on Friday.
Yeah.
Recap the game and a preview the next game.
What is the game on Friday?
It's a night game.
Good.
It's a 2:00 game on Saturday.
Get that pod out.
Got to get the pod out.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing you have to do in Hoover is get the pot out.
We don't talk about that. Speaking of the way he's operated the bullpen, though, Connor Benj, 1 at bat, 5 pitches. Chandler Dorsey, 2 batters faced, 12 pitches. Maverick Rizzi, 23 pitches. So he's figured out the 7-inning game. Jay has.
Oh, you're talking about last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and look, these guys.
You're going to get to throw.
These guys threw over the weekend. They didn't throw a ton over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody, you got to realize that it's not always matchup based. Sometimes it's work based. Right? Like, hey, we got to get you some innings. We got to get you some pitches thrown. We got to get you some work on the mound. We're going to throw you in there. It doesn't matter if you're up 15 runs or if it's 2-run game probably changes something a little bit. But, like, if it's a blowout game and you're supposed to schedule to pitch, you're going to pitch because we need to get you work. And I think that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, he definitely is using that midweek game as I would love for one guy to be able to, but some guys need to get work. And that doesn't necessarily mean that maybe they didn't throw over the weekend. Maybe they didn't throw as much as he wanted over the weekend. Maybe they didn't throw as well as he would like to see them throw over the weekend. But I need to get these guys in here to get the work and to understand how to throw and how to continue to go. So he's used the midweek games as that. And I would imagine going forward, he'll probably do the same because it saves a lot of these arms for the rest of the weekend. It gives them the opportunity to be able to pitch in that midweek game and then bounce back if they need him on a Saturday or Sunday or even on a Friday, however it kind of works. But I would imagine him to keep using the pen like that.
Yeah, it's and look, they're gonna. People want to talk about the walks. They had 7 walks on Saturday. They only had 2 on Sunday. So they had
how many on Friday?
0.
Yeah, exactly.
So they only had 9 walks for the weekend. He had 1 game that they probably came back to haunt you a little bit. But listen, these guys are going to figure it out. These guys are too talented not to. They've shown that they can do it. So
Schmidt
hopefully
walked 1 guy.
Yeah, hopefully this. You talking about last night?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about Sunday. I didn't know how much last night.
Oh no, yeah, but that's
1 walk last night.
And if you don't think that that's a big deal, how many do you think that ULL walked last night?
12.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Guess.
No way.
Complete guess. Like not even Like zero knowledge on that. It was just a guess.
And wasn't it like 5 in the first inning, maybe?
No. Well, maybe. I know they had a bunch of hits. I know they had 2 walks to start the game.
They had some walks in the first inning, too, though.
They had 2 walks in the first inning, and then they had the double down the line. Then you had maybe Jared walked. No, Jared walked the first time.
They walked the first 2 hitters, for sure.
And then Dickinson hit the double. And then who's after Dickinson?
Milam
was hitting after
punched
Dickinson.
out that inning.
Carrillo walked, Jones walked, Dixon doubled, Fry doubled.
I knew there was one in between Milam, and then Milam struck out.
Yep.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Third of the year, fourth of the year.
I think that was only his third punch out of the year, too, which is great.
And then after Milam was who?
Then Brown popped up.
So there's 2 outs. Had given up 2 runs or 3 runs.
It's 1-3.
Yep. And then after that, what happened?
Big show.
That was Aaron Beatty homer. Then
Broswell.
Walker base hit. Single. And then after that,
Stanfield got hit.
So it's 3, basically.
And then
Curiel
singled. Grand slam.
Holzhammer into pitch for Herman. Herman had probably the worst night of his life.
Yeah, and then grand slam on the second pitch of this guy's outing.
Bases loaded. Like, who do I have to face? Nowhere to put him. Oh, see ya.
So grand slam, and then after that,
Dixon flat out.
And Dixon flat out center. Yeah, so 1 hit batter and 2 walks. Yeah.
Yeah. Jared, Stanfield got hit twice, and Broswell got hit once last night. Crazy.
What are you trying to say?
I mean, that's a Lafayette problem, I guess.
What are you trying to say here?
Hey, I just know.
I see what you're going here. Why did you ask me that question? I see where you're going with this thing.
Look out for y'all.
Lloyd,
I see what's going on here.
Lloyd, to answer your question, 7 p.m. tomorrow, 6:30 on Friday, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Those are the game times.
You going tomorrow?
I am going to be there.
Do you have seats around you?
Do I have seats around me? There's seats around everywhere.
I know. I just didn't know if you had an extra one.
Oh, like sitting down next to me. I mean, maybe. I'll let you know when I get there.
Didn't text me last night. Hurt.
Well, I was with my wife. Okay.
A good simple no would have been fine.
Well, I really wasn't even looking at my phone.
Because you have red on. So I believe you.
Yeah, I had red on. My ass had red on. Oh.
No, you do. Well, you're like, I could read that.
Oh, do I have it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You should probably check, but you didn't read it. So I believe you.
Yeah.
One of the few instances it works out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know I had the red text message on this. So, I'm not lying.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Allie turned it on your phone and didn't tell you.
Maybe.
Do you have your location on too?
I do that. She does have that.
That's married.
No, but there's no reason for her not to.
Exactly.
I'm not doing anything nefarious.
Just going to baseball games.
She with her?
With her.
That's it?
Eating popcorn.
She was eating the popcorn. I was eating some.
And you have some chicken fingers?
I was about to ask. Oh, did you see them though?
They look good.
They look phenomenal.
But how long do they sit out there? You know what I mean? Like, you got to get them right when they come out. But I didn't have any. All I had was a little bit of her popcorn. That was it. I had an early dinner. I was good.
Mikey, the tender connoisseur.
I love chicken.
He's the guy that goes to an LSU baseball game. Can you make them fresh? Pop them in the fryer for me.
Hey, see those out there? I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
He needs to be the traveling tender man. Like, we need to send him around the country.
I love a good
try
tender.
Out everybody's tenders, and you just grade them all.
I love a good chicken tender. They're easy, convenient. You know what I mean? You don't have to easy to eat. It's just,
Hey, clip that. Just go ahead, clip that, and send that to Tyson.
It'll be in Arkansas before you know it. I mean, Portnoy has pizza reviews. You can do 1-bite tendies.
Speaking of, I want to go try the Forbidden Pizza in New Orleans that he gave that really good review to.
See, it works.
Apparently the lines have been out of the door.
It's crazy how much influence he
has. There's 2 pizza places in New Orleans that he gave really good ratings to. I don't remember the other one, but Forbidden Pizza, I'm gonna go try it.
Where is Forbidden Pizza?
I don't know, but New York guy is a partner in it. That's kind of probably why it's good.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't know if they import their water. The rumor is that's why all the bagels and pizza are good from New York is the water that they use. New York water is better. I don't know why, but it's better. So
it's that Hudson River, dude. It's got all of the Italian mafioso blood in it.
That makes the water better.
Mm-hmm. You ever go swimming in the Hudson, Kramer? It's on Barone Street.
No.
Barone Street?
No.
Okay. Right in the middle. All right. You want to get to the Ask Mikie Mitch questions, and you can pick a winner?
Yeah.
I'll see if I pick a winner or not. Let's get to Twitter. Everybody's choking up today. Oh, he put some clips out. Kate Anderson's everywhere. 12 questions.
Nice.
That's a lot. And we have it in the chat, too.
We got some in the chat, huh?
Absolutely.
There we go. There we go.
Love it.
Everybody wants to have a good day. On the 12th.
On the 12th.
At Beauvoir Park. Canifest. It'd be great. Listen, we're talking about chicken tendies. I'm a huge sandwich fan, too.
I do love a sandwich.
So you go out there, you know, you go through the vibes, and then at some point in the progression of your vibes, you get hungry. What a great thing to have is nice sandwich when you're hungry. Already made. You don't even have to like.
How you know this?
What?
When you read about this stuff a lot, or do you?
When you're hungry.
You watch blogs. You watch blogs on the vibes.
I watched Harold and Kumar.
White Castle.
And so like they all trying to go to White Castle. I mean they were hungry. You know.
It's just an assumption.
Okay.
You get, yeah. It's A to B.
Okay.
I mean that's part of the thing. You know, they talk about the munchies. I don't even know. I just know that when I'm hungry, I like sandwiches. So.
And when I'm high, I like sandwiches. And when I'm high, I'm hungry. Get you.
A lot of people get hungry different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adderall not. Poppy Wiffle Sacks at Richie the Snowman.
What a name.
He might be a winner. Is there a reason the LSU pitching staff isn't using the top of the zone? 2023 and 2024 staff did a great job using the upper part of the zone, especially with fastballs. It's a great question.
Great question.
Great name.
Great question. Great name. In the running. Simple answer to that is you don't use the top of the zone unless your fastball allows it, which means has ride to it, doesn't have sink or run to it. The higher your fastball is with the run, the flatter it gets, the easier it is to hit. A la Chase Shores throwing the ball up in the zone with some run isn't as successful as Kate Anderson throwing fastballs top of the zone with the ride. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that they have to pitch towards whatever is most conducive for these pitchers to have success. And some of these guys, the way their fastball is designed, throwing in the top of the zone probably isn't the best decision.
Yeah, I like that. I think everything regresses to the means over time. I think if you remember when we first got into the launch angle thing, we had dudes with the bat head hitting the ground before it came through the zone because we thought that everyone needed to try to hit it at a certain launch angle to get it. And then we started figuring out that really the line drive plays and how to get to line drives in the air, if you want to call it that, became a thing. I think it's the same thing with these pitchers. Everybody's not built to pitch in the top of the zone. And if your fastball plays in the top of the zone, then that's what we will try to get you to. Yep. But I think this team has a lot of guys that does not have that kind of pitching style, if you will, and they're not playing to that. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now, where things have kind of regressed to the means and people have kind of figured it out. If you remember, there was when people started figuring out that you can pitch to the top of the zone, there were so many hitters that got hit arm side because, in my opinion, and I don't know this for sure, I just think that if there's probably data that backs this up if you go and find it. But I think in my opinion, at that time, we tried to get everyone to pitch to the top of the zone. And some people just don't work well that way. And I think now over time and as things have gone, we figured out who can and what kind of fastball plays there and what kind of fastball doesn't. I think this team is filled with a lot more guys that don't as opposed to that do. And that's why you don't see it used as much.
Great explanation.
Yeah, and I do think that there's I guess a little bit of a misconception between throwing hard and having rise, right?
Yeah, I mean, like
100%.
Yeah, because LSU has guys that throw hard.
Yeah, but it's a different. The rotation of the ball is different, right? You can throw hard with sinker spin, or you can throw hard with a ton of backspin, and you're pulling it down, and the ball stays. It doesn't rise. That's a misconception. It just doesn't. Gravity doesn't bring it down. It stays on plane for a lot longer.
Yeah. The guys with the ride, the guys that Mikey can tell you this too. There's a lot of guys that may throw hard and it may come out really easy, and they usually don't have ride. And you're like, well, why is he throwing so hard? But the fastball gets hit, it gets put in play. They don't strike out a huge number of guys. It's because they don't have ride. But then you may see a guy that's 92 that has a ton of ride, and he gets a ton of swings and misses because your eyes play that game on you where you think it's going to be somewhere else, and it never comes to that spot because it doesn't get the gravity doesn't pull it down.
Correct.
So it's kind of that thing, but as time is going, hitters have figured that part of it out too, and they understand how to attack those guys that their numbers show that they have right.
Correct. It's just back in the day, you used to call it the invisible. Hey, this guy's throwing fastballs
Yeah,
at
you used
90.
to, back in the day, we just used to be like, man, I think it looks so
Why can't I
good. I
hit
think it's
this?
coming down, but I don't know why.
Dude, the Braves had a guy, this is no joke, in AAA, he would touch 89, and he led AAA in strikeouts. I'm like, this guy is throwing invisibles. And that's before, like, the stats came out. Okay, this guy's got a lot. So if you see it, it's like, oh, this guy's got a lot of induced vertical break, then – okay, I'm going to look at the top of the zone. I'm going to try to get on top of it. Even though you're not swinging this way, you're just thinking that way. And,
You're almost in your mind as a hitter, you're swinging a ball, a half a ball or a ball on top of where you think that ball is already, because now you realize that this ball is not going to – it's not going to sink at all. It's not going to come down at all.
Mind fuck.
Correct. All right, next one.
Ask Eminem from the Fonz.
All right, that was a good question.
I think Poppy's in the lead right
Great
now.
Well, it's the only question you've asked.
Well, but we've never talked about one for that long before.
That's the only question you asked.
Poppy Wiffle Sacks.
We're not going to
Position.
forget the name.
No, that Richie the Snowman.
Seems like Poppy Wiffle Stacks would like Canifest.
And Richie the Snowman.
That one, too.
Yeah, he might do some business there.
Maybe he needs it, yeah.
Richie, I don't know. This might not be for Richie the Snowman.
He might be pushing over.
Couple beers.
product.
Couple beers.
Yeah.
Little bump.
He had a little bump.
Oh, man.
Ask Eminem. With it looking like Larson is really pressing and getting out of his normal plate approach, trying to get back into the lineup, is there anything you would say to him if you could? And I know Jay has said plenty to him, but someone who's been in those cleats might help.
If there's anything that I could say to him is, I think everybody kind of figures out. And look, I haven't talked to Larson since the first pitch banquet. I have no clue where he's at mentally, so I'm by no means trying to say that this is where he's at mentally. But I do think sometimes when you're either not getting the playing time you want, or you're either not doing the things that you want, you get in your own head about trying to do more, as opposed to letting go and just trying to play to whatever that situation is in the game. Meaning that you kind of forget the selfish side of it and you start really trying to put back into the front of your mind the selfless side of it. And so you just go and play the game that's in front of you, the opportunities that are in front of you. And the more and more you can do that, the more and more you lock in and you become in the moment. And next thing you know, you get back to playing ball how you know you can play ball. But I think a lot of times when guys either start slow or in and out of the lineup or this and that, they have this perception of where they probably want to be or where they thought they should be or what they think they should be doing. And they chase that as opposed to just saying, well, this is where I am right now, so let me do this job.
Correct.
And I think that's kind of something you may need to do. I don't know for sure.
Correct. And I think that, you be with where your feet are, right? Like, hey, there are other guys that have played really well. You got off to a slow start. The situation is what it is. You're not going to get your spot back in one swing of the bat. So take advantage of the opportunities that you do get and let the game come to you. Like it's going to be a process. You've got to, and I've talked about this before, you've got to play games with in your own head where, hey, I'm going to take small wins every time I get in that bat. I don't have to get a hit to consider that a success. Good at bats, barreled balls, do something productive. All of those little things add up. That would be my advice.
A mature Mikey.
Yeah. Wish I would have taken my advice when I was younger.
I'm going to kill myself. Ask him
Instead of doing naked dry swings in the hotel till 3 a.m.
What's happening?
No, those are good. You got to always keep those in, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the game.
Speaking
of, you need those.
What was a road trip game like as an LSU player? What was the routine, pregame meals, and also pregame meals handled on the road?
Well, listen.
That thing's a little different these days than it was back then.
The situation they have now is primo. The situation we had, travel was great. We'd fly, we'd do whatever, Thursday nights we would get an entire pizza. Each person would get an entire pizza.
From?
Now smashing everything too. The entire
not probably ideal. It wasn't conducive to like, hey, let's just not wake up lethargic.
You're getting carbs and protein.
But I tell you what I would do. I'd wake up. They would have a team breakfast, and I would try to.
We
would have a team breakfast, and I would try to walk around campus, like to get out. And that carried on through pro ball. Like I would try to just walk or do something, go somewhere. If the game's at night, like if you have some time to do it, I don't like sitting in the room the entire day.
Oh yeah, he comes here all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, no, you said it right, man. It was we used to always love the closer to campus we would stay because that gave us a nice walkable area with things to see and actually do, as opposed to just being like in a hotel that was kind of off by itself and there was nothing around. So it gave us the opportunity to get out of the hotel, kind of get on your feet, kind of move around a little bit, kind of wake up and knock the cobwebs off. I used to love being able to do that. But yeah, the entire pizza on a Thursday night was a thing. But you got to understand, at that time too, if you looked at what we got that night compared to what maybe a lot of other teams around the country got that night, we were at the top of the food chain at that point. So like times have changed and things change and what they get now and what they're able to eat now and how those meals are kind of prepared and the thought process that goes into it. It's just a different time. It wasn't thought of or it wasn't going about and there wasn't the science to it like it is nowadays at that time as well. So it just is what it is.
Correct.
At Hubs_Courtney, is there anything you'd tweak with the daily lineup on the weekend? Any chance we may see Aaron Beatty DH? I feel like that would be a great idea.
I don't think you change anything. The only thing that's going to be continue to do is you're going to continue to alternate the DHs. I mean, how can you say, like, I mean, Fry is swinging a hot bat. Pearson's obviously Pearson. He's been doing really well. Like, how do you say, oh, let's take those guys out and just throw someone else in there? It's hard to do unless those guys start struggling. And then the third base spot's obviously the platoon situation he's got, which you talked about earlier. He's very happy with the way that's turning out, and that's not going to change.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to change much. And I personally, I wouldn't change anything of what they got going right now either. Right. I think they found a good formula. I think they're playing well. I think the easy thing to do would be to press and sit here and overanalyze what you may have seen over the weekend last weekend. I think you're fine. I think you continue to keep going the way you got things going right now. Those guys are enjoying playing with each other and for each other right now. So I think where they are and what they're doing as a coach, you realize that sometimes you kind of got to do less. You kind of got to get out of the way. And he's put them in a spot and he's communicated to them in a spot kind of where they are. I think you leave it and you continue to go forward.
Correct.
Ask him and him. Sunflower seeds or bubble gum during a game. Did you ever switch it up if you weren't playing well enough?
Yes. To both. Big bubble gum guy. So I'm a chomper though. So like, jaw.
That's the problem.
Jaw gets a little tired, and then you go over to the sunflower seeds, and then my tongue gets raw from the fucking seeds, like the salt, and then it's like, okay, what do I need to do here? Then you go nothing. But the one superstition I had was if I'd go in with gum first. All right, so I'd go in with gum. If I had a good at bat, that piece of gum stayed in my mouth until I had a bad at bat. If I had a bad at bat, new gum, right? And then if I had 3 bad at bats in a row with new gum, no gum, right? And then let's bring sunflower seeds out to the outfield so that my ADD-ness could have something. Yeah.
So yeah, I got a lot going on when it comes to that. Gum for me, no bueno, not for baseball. And the reason why is because whatever time that first piece of gum goes in my mouth that day, my dumb ass seems to find a way to continue to chew it until I'm not doing anything that day. So I could literally start with a piece of gum, and instead of just spitting it out, I might be 6 gums deep trying to blow a bubble this big, chomping it because I'm trying to chew all the way through it. My eyes are jumping at the plate. It just wasn't good for me.
Yeah.
So I always went to seeds. I liked seeds. What I used to do, so like instead of having the raw mouth, or if I ever felt like I'm getting that way, I would go seeds in.
Water.
Either water or Powerade. Water kind of gets a little weird with some of the flavors in there. So I was like, you know what? Give me the Powerade or Gatorade, little drink, water them down, and then I can eat the seeds. And then I threw some in my back pocket too for the game. So, but that's how I kind of used to go about it. I wanted all the time, kind of kept me kind of into it and kind of locked in. But gum was no good for me for playing, man. I chew too hard. I'm like, my eyes are just bouncing all over the place. I'm like, this ain't good.
When did you realize that? When did you know that you're like, damn, it's bubble gum? Like that's why I'm out.
So, double bubble. You got this in the big league spring training. You got this in the big leagues. Didn't get this in the minor. Double bubble had a sugar-free gum, which is fire. It's the best gum they had, right? It would last longest. So I would take the double bubble sugar-free, and I would take half of it, bite half of it, and it was able to like not chomp as much, and it would be able to, yeah.
No
But look,
joke.
if I go I have 5 good at bats, that gum is disintegrating in my mouth.
Part of my life now.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too is I used to put the seeds left-handed, so I didn't really want them in my left back pocket because then I would always have to take the glove off to get to them. Yeah, so it was a lot. So I would put them in my right back pocket, but then I would take them out of the bag and just be the seeds. Don't let me. I was always a slide on my right side, so I'd go to slide. Ooh, them seeds was crushed, cuz.
Yeah.
Them seeds was crushed in the back
it's
pocket.
tough.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I wish I was a right ass cheek slide. I was a left ass cheek slide, and I would get balls right in my chest. So I was a head first slider at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always you get the back. That's it. You don't get to hit me in the face.
Next. We're not gonna get to them all, so you gotta like.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I know. I'm just saying.
Which reliever not
I don't know.
named
I
Evans?
think Mark over there bullshitting right now.
Yeah. Which reliever not named Evans or Cowell?
Wait, who's this? Who's asking this
Chris
question?
McKinney.
Wait, you do remember all the questions
Chris?
you've asked?
Yes.
Okay.
So far.
All right.
Which reliever not named Evans or Cowan is close to joining the group of arms Jake can trust on the weekend?
Ooh, damn! You only got 2.
That's what
he says.
McKinney _ Chris has decided.
Damn, Kenny, well, you're a tough coach. I got a lot of them, man. I got Benj. I got William Schmidt. Obviously, I think he still trusts DJ Primo a good bit. There's a lot of guys he's got back there, and just because they may have given up a couple of runs here and there, understand, we're looking at a team with 3 losses right now, who won 17 straight. If I told you I got a team who's got 3 losses with 17 straight wins and is a top 10 team on the year, there is no way in hell that you can look at me and say, well, he's only got 3 or 2 bullpen arms that he trusts. And what are you going to say? He's got 1, maybe 2 starters that he trusts? Teams with those characteristics don't win 17 straight and don't only have 3 losses at this point of the season.
Correct. I mean, I think those 2 guys, obviously, but I believe, and you mentioned 2 more names today. I believe he's going to lean on Rizzi and he's lean on potentially Jay Newton more. But yeah, I mean, it was 1 weekend, maybe 1.5 weekends of like, I don't really, I don't know what these bullpens are going to do. Let's give it a little bit more time. I think he's still got a lot of confidence. I think he has a lot of confidence in Benj. Like, he's got a lot of confidence in a bunch of different guys.
Ask him an M. Testing your memory. What do you all think about the call of a Texas runner being saved in the bottom of the 8th in Game 3? This is from the live chat. Luke?
I'll be honest with you, Luke. I was clocked at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, in Game 3 of our championship series?
No. It was the highlights everywhere.
I know.
Cajun did y'all right.
I know. I'm just joking. I honestly, I don't know. Can you recap the play?
Luke, that's on you.
Luke.
Tokidoki.
Who's recapping the play?
Who is your postseason rotation lineup as of today? No subs or pinch hitters.
Whoa. Luke didn't.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Say the next one. Repeat the question.
Tokidoki. Ask Mikie and Mitch. Who is your postseason rotation lineup as of today? No subs or no pitch hitters.
Lord, you love giving us these questions. If it was up to you, you would give us the lineup and rotation question every single damn day if you could. Because you love seeing us give this damn reaction.
The rotation would be the same.
It's been a minute.
Honestly, the rotation would be the same and the lineup would be the same. Like, I wouldn't have any changes.
Yeah, man. Look, bro, I think we forget, but I'm pretty sure we could go back to 2023, and I'm pretty sure in either Game 2 or Game 3, there was some lineup tweaks. I'm not exactly sure if it was we input someone else, but there was lineup tweaks. These lineups are, for the most part, going to always change. You just hope that you got 5 to 6, and if you're even great, 7 that are for sure in the lineup. They may not be in the exact same spot, but they're in the lineup. And that's where it's at. At this point, I think they've shown that they got 5 to 6 maybe outfielders that are showingly that they show you that they can play. Yeah. He's got 2 third basemen. I think we're pretty sure that we know who's going to play short. I think we're pretty sure we know who's going to play second. I think we're pretty sure we know who's going to play first. I think we're pretty sure we probably know who's going to catch based off of how much Jay thinks of what he's doing behind the plate, based off of how much the team loves watching him play. So I just named 1, 2, 3, 4, probably at least 5. I named 6 that's probably for sure in the lineup. So I think you're going to pretty much see the same thing, and I would kind of keep it the same at this point.
I mean,
thanks, Lloyd.
Good answer. Good answer.
God.
Good answer. Good
Couple
answer.
more?
Couple more.
So sometimes changing the lineup just because you didn't get what you want isn't always the thing. Maybe sometimes you just need them to actually play better to their potential. And guess what? As a human, you don't always do that.
Yeah.
But I got faith for the most part that the guy that's seen a million at bats out of all these guys is probably putting the right one out on the field. That's what I got faith.
Yeah, sometimes does a detriment to your lineup, is making changes and tinkering too much and not allowing guys to get out of it.
Yeah.
And they're not. Nobody's really in a slump. Like, get out of nothing. Like, it's just one bad weekend.
Yep.
Oh, update from Luke Bischoff. The runners, Milam tagged him on the head. Runner stole second. LSU challenged it. Sure looked like he was clearly out.
Oh, I do remember that. Hard to tell if it was actual tag or if it looked like he got tagged based off the angle of the replay. From what I remember of that play.
Toki Doki is mad at himself. He said, "I knew I was going to get shit on for that question. It's all love. I'm sorry, boys."
No question's a bad question.
No.
Just keep throwing them in there.
Oh, speaking of no question, a bad question from Omar the Tiger. Did you ever do dry swings bricked up?
Bricked up.
What?
No.
Yo, what?
No. Wow.
No question's a bad question.
Wow.
That's aggressive. First off, why does Omar the Tiger want to know that? Secondly, what?
Omar.
That is crazy
I
work in the
have
question comment.
I have not. I have not.
Oh, no.
Be in White Lotus after this.
Wow.
This man said bricked up. Y'all wild, dog. Y'all are tripping.
Any other ones?
Luke Bischoff, ask him. How'd Mikey and Lloyd become friends?
Wow. Lloyd, you want to talk about the first time we ever met?
There we go.
Yes.
You want to talk about? Tell him.
Mikey was, a living legend, but was in the throes of legendary status. It was, an LSU football game, sitting on the same row. I clearly have some Saturday traditions I like to do myself. And this was 2010? 9? 11?
You must have just been at LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or was I gone? Was that still at LSU?
I think you were back.
So I was gone. So it had to have been
11.
12 or 13
Yeah.
because, I was.
Yeah, but I said that couldn't have been 10 then.
Had to have been probably the fall of 12 or 13 or something.
So I'm friends with his cousins.
From Alexandria.
From Alexandria. So that's how I did. So
But I wasn't even with them that game.
No, but that's how I knew of Mikey, and we're always like, "How's he doing?" Whatever. And then he sits in the same row as my family does. We get hammered at the football games then, and
I was hammered.
Yeah, clearly, so mean. And I got up to go to the bathroom one too many times. He's like,
Listen
"Did you
to
ever
me.
fucking sit down and
Jared,
just watch the game?"
Jared,
I was like, "Oh shit,
Jared, not only did he get up to go to the bathroom, it was like every 15 minutes. He was going past, and then he'd come back screaming or doing something crazy with something happened, and they were saying, I was like, this guy's driving me nuts.
nuts!"
And he just walked by and said, are you ever going to fucking sit down?
You wanted to piss my pants, and that was our interaction.
Well, what'd you say? What'd you say, Lord?
What do you want to do? Piss my pants?
And so
Did you know who it was when he asked you that question?
Yeah.
Did you shoot an answer off?
So that was it. That's how
Never
we
meet
met.
your heroes, folks.
That's how we met. And then I went to
meet your heroes.
and then I went to a couple other games, and it wasn't as bad. We kind of understood each other. Your dad was also a wild card too in those games.
Oh yeah, he used to. Whenever they played jump around, he was the star of the show.
Yeah, your dad was a wild card in those games. And so I knew
Apple didn't fall far.
I didn't know, but I didn't know Lloyd. I just knew
He was
the face. And then
Oh, it's that guy again. He's here.
and then we crossed paths to the party box because of my cousin, and then the Jordy Collada show, and it all came back, and I was like, this was 4 years ago, and I was like, oh. And then we completely different points in our life. And it was like, oh, we're friends.
Yeah,
This is good.
It's like the same time I met you at the Indian Mountains one time, Jared. We all had knew the same people.
I don't remember that. When that happened.
Because when you came back to the studio, when we first started the show, and I was like, we know some same people in Alexandria, because it was kind of awkward trying to feel it out, if you wanted to do this or not. And I broke the ice. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Indian
that-
house,
every
coach.
bit of it.
Yeah.
That's how we
Yeah, I
met.
remember.
That's how we met.
That's how it goes.
All right, one more. Or are we done?
We got a couple of more.
Okay. Because you gotta pick a winner to get to the seggies.
I think I have my winner. He's in the chat.
All right.
Hold on, I gotta get past this one. Ask Eminem. Do you think we'll ever see another Triple Crown winner in our lifetime? Josh Knoll.
Where, in the big leagues?
He did not specify.
I'd imagine.
I think so, yeah.
I think so too. We almost
think
saw
so.
one last year. Almost saw two last year.
Yeah, I think so.
I definitely think so. I mean, Shohei almost did it, and Judge almost did it.
Didn't his MVP year, didn't Acuna almost do it too?
I believe so. Yeah,
I
do think we'll see
I think
another
it
one.
Records are meant to be broken.
Hey, Slapdicks.
Hey.
Only 20 likes. Hit the like button from Fonz Ferrelli. Thank you. Always. Like it. Like,
Okay,
comment,
Fonz.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fonz.
Get on 'em.
I see you, Fonz.
Oh, I don't know if you're going to like this or not, Toki, again. I'm sorry, buddy. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Based on the season left to go, who's in your final top 10 in baseball? Who's going to Omaha?
Well, that's not Omaha.
I know. But that's kind of what I would ask.
I can't. I mean,
I know. It's too much baseball left.
I can't. I have no.
Way too much baseball
Yeah,
left.
I can't give you an educated guess on that one.
Way too much baseball left.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. And you gotta remember too, like, and we talked about this pre-show, just to kind of gives people, like, I feel like what you see now, pre-conference, because of how hard it is for like mid-majors and or just small schools to keep good players, I feel like the competition gap in those games a lot of the times are just a lot much. It's just further than what it was in the past. So it's really hard to get an idea of what you got or what a team really is or what they look like pre-conference. And then 2 weeks into a 10-week pre-conference schedule, it's really hard to kind of give you an idea of what 10 teams will be left at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough.
Big time question here.
Okay. Is this a late?
This is a baseball question. I got
late entry for best question or no?
Possibly. Up to y'all.
You're biased right now.
Yes, that's.
I'm not making the decision. You are.
Yeah. So this is from our buddy that runs the. We have the fantasy figured out. He finally explained it to me to where it made sense. So we were updating.
What
the
I'm
numbers.
winning?
Oh yeah, we probably should
do it on Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
We're gonna
I'm
lead in
up-
after
I'm up right
Thursday.
now?
No, I think I'm winning. But
Hey.
let me start off by saying I do believe in the shift. But when Shores is pitching at the miles per hour he pitches, would he be the exception to shifting as frequently as he do? Feels like several of the early hits in the last two games against Shores were hits on swings that the hitter got beat on, but were squeaking through balls based on alignment. Just seems like some of these guys that are not releasing the barrel are getting lucky breaks on balls they're late on.
So
Once again,
Did you add that in there or was that actually in there?
No, he put it in there.
that was that's always been the debate. Shift or no shift, right? Like, oh, that ball, everybody highlights, oh, that ball would have been an easy out had the shift not been there. They don't point out the balls that, oh, that was hit into the shift, whatever, right? So, like, that's always been the debate. I've always been in the camp of, like, I don't mind the shift, right? I think the shift is fine, but I've been in the camp of, like, if you're going to shift, make it make sense with the guy on the mound. Right? Like, I would not, shift a guy over here if he's just blowing smoke and he's throwing fastballs that have some carry to it, and the likelihood of him, a lefty, rolling over a ball in the 4-hole, that's probably not it. Like, I would say use some common sense on the shift. Obviously, they have numbers on Chase Shores, and based off of the fastballs that he throws and where ground balls are hit at the highest percentage, and so that's why it's done. It's always going to be a debate because it's never going to be perfect.
So I'm glad we're on the opposite sides of this because I've always been one that hated the shift, and I feel like I'm about to give a long-winded answer, but here's where I go with this. So I remember listening a while back about Nick Saban talk about analytics in football, and I've always been in the camp. I never understood where it's like we always get to saying, hey, 3rd and 4 at the 45-yard line, they say you get it X amount of the time, so you should go or you shouldn't go. But they never talk about, well, was it at home or was it on the way? Was it away? Was it against a team that can't stop the run, or was it against a team that can't stop the run? Was it against a team that's better passing, or was it a team that gets? So there's all these variables that never get talked about, but they're thrown into it just because it was 3rd and 4 at this yard line. You get what I'm saying? And not every 3rd and 4 at this yard line is made the exact same. So the reason why I bring that up and kind of bring it back to baseball is like we never talk about what kind of hitter is this guy? What does he do in this count? It sure is hitting the spots today. What is that kind of going like? And I think all these things matter as opposed to said hitter's up, said hitter hits the ball here X amount of the time, so we will go here. I'm sure at this point now they probably do a little bit more when it comes to shifts and how they shift and why they shift. I just don't like it. I'm a big believer in you play the game with your eyes and you get a good idea of seeing if you learn how to do that, you get to see what somebody's doing on said day. And I think you should play that person accordingly in terms of that, and not over what he's done over the life of the season, or maybe the life of the week, or maybe the life of the month, however that goes. Because those things change day to day as a hitter. So I've never really loved the shift, just like I don't really love analytics in football in terms of down and distance, say go this amount of time, because I think it's an easy way to cop out of the situation if it doesn't go well for you.
Yeah,
if it doesn't go well for you, it's like, oh, the shift said this, or oh, this said that. Instead of playing, yeah, but he's throwing 99 and he's hitting spots.
Right.
Damn the shift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So
no, listen, I don't think the shift's perfect every time. And when I say I like the shift, like I'm not talking about the super shifts where they have the guys in the outfield and they do all that. Like I'm not that. I'm just talking about, hey, shift this guy up the middle over here. Like that I'm okay with. That's why they've done away with the super shifts. Right? You can't put multiple people on that. You have to have 2 guys on each side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't think they use it in college yet. For sure, it's going in Major League Baseball, but I'm not sure they use it in college yet.
Last one. Shittiest hotel you stayed at?
Woohoo! Woohoo! Line the list up, brother. I don't know, man. We stayed in a couple hotels where you walk out your room and like the door is outside. I think if
those are called motels. Those are called motels.
Yeah, if you're in Pro Bowl and you happen to find yourself in one of those, it's probably the shittiest hotel you've been in. We've had a couple of those where you're like, yeah,
hey,
I should probably buy my own damn ticket back home because this shit ain't it.
Hey, listen, when you say worst hotel I've ever stayed at, it's not even from my minor league, like my lower level minor league time, right? Yeah. It wasn't even from when I was playing, like actually in a game. So in 2014, it's my first year in AAA, and I am like one of their top prospects, and I am facing. Well, I mean, I'm building the story. I'm framing it, and so I'm facing this submarine righty. Our third base coach asked me to bunt. We know how that goes when I bunt. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stick my face in this thing, and I'm gonna get this bunt down. Submarine righty up and into me. I'm pulling the bat back. Well, it's up and in, so it's chasing me, hits me in the face, right? So
how mad were you?
I was not happy. It hurt. I was making sure my teeth were all in place, making sure my fucking eye wasn't out of socket. And so they're like, whatever. So they see me. And I go to the hospital. They say, "Oh, you got 3 non-displaced fractures in your orbital bone or whatever." So Tampa says, "Okay, we're gonna send you to Tampa to see our doctor, make sure everything's all good." I'm like, "All right." I'm thinking, I was your first rounder. I'm gonna get you're gonna put me probably in the team hotel when you go sit there. No. They sent me down. They put me in
literal rehab.
When I told people where I was at from Tampa, like, why the fuck did they put you there? They put me in this Radisson hotel, which was in not a good spot. It was so nasty. I slept with a hoodie and sweatpants.
Oh, didn't you even get under the blanket?
No. I called my agent. I said, "Hey, I think I need you. I'm moving hotels." I didn't. And look, you know what happened? I went to the doctor. Said, "Hey, 3 non-displaced fractures. You're good. You can go back and play tomorrow. Play tomorrow, 3 hits. Boom." But nasty is hotel I've ever stayed in.
I think you got the 3 hits because of the hotel, honestly.
Bro,
I think if you sleep in sweats, I think that's like a for sure thing you get hits. I don't think it was because
it was
of fracture
awful.
or anything.
Awful.
Yeah, that's
So
nasty.
Oh man, should have brought the black light. Room Raiders did.
Oh, dude.
Oh no, I sleep outside before I do that.
Yeah, terrible. All right.
I'd be ignorant about
That
it.
was the last one.
Yes.
Okay, who's the winner? For Ask Mikie Mitch to get the 2 free tickets to CannaFest. Can't give it to your buddy. Sorry.
Good question though.
Great question.
I gotta give it to Poppy Wiffle Sacks
Yeah.
at the
Coming in
Snowman.
hot too to start it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great.
So
question.
Poppy Wiffle Stacks has to send your email to. You have to give the email to Lloyd so Lloyd can give you the 2 free tickets. Congratulations, Poppy Wiffle Stacks. Everybody, give him a round of applause. Thank you for the beautiful question. First question, best question. Lloyd liked it the most. You are the winner of 2 free tickets to CannaFest April 12th. Send us your email address.
AKA Richie the Snowman.
AKA.
I think he's gonna enjoy it.
Oh, you're gonna have a great time, buddy. Great time.
You're gonna have a good time. Yeah,
Great time. So send your email address. We'll send you the 2 free tickets, and then we want you to come back and document it. Tell me how fun you had. Tell me how much fun you had.
Oh, appreciate it, but not in Louisiana.
Ah. Okay. Never mind. Next one. Now you're in a
You
pickle.
got Lloyd?
No, I
Now
almost
you're in a
didn't read
pickle.
that out loud. Omar the Tiger.
What was this question again?
Do you
No.
draw swings
No.
bricked up?
No. That's not it.
Oh my god. Oh man.
If we can't give it to him, I know who I'm going to give it to because he deserves it. A valiant member of the chat,
Okay.
Toki Doki.
Toki Doki.
He sticks his neck out there every time.
Toki Doki, I
Doesn't mind
appreciate
taking
it.
some
And there,
bullets.
listen, and you understand it, and you came back, even though you said, "Hey, I'm gonna get shit on." You came back with questions. After look, respect it, appreciate it. The resiliency is what got it for you. Send Lloyd your email address. We'll send you the 2 free tickets to CannaFest. Same conditions apply though. Document it and let us know how it is.
Yes, all of your experiences.
All of your experiences. All right, let's get to mistake of the day.
Oh, mistake of the day. Couple curtain calls too.
I got a curtain call.
Nice.
I
I
think
put
it's
two
the
in
same
there.
one.
I don't know, but mistake of the day to the weatherman.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Bob, there's so many things we could do with this.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
Naughty and not naughty.
Now we're gonna get into it.
You're
only going to get us in trouble.
I
know.
Man.
What street is this?
This is Route 40 and Wilton.
This is amazing.
Wilton?
In Newcastle
This is great TV.
County, Delaware.
Yeah.
Right in front of the Applebee's. You know, you've been to the Applebee's before. So this, the list, free car wash. Here we go.
Hold on, let me get that.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Make sure
This is a
you
mistake
get
of the day, a
the
curtain call.
It's a mistake of the day because I do have 2 real curtain calls.
It's been going on for about an hour.
My
Wow.
urologist actually asks me every day, so how's the stream?
Yeah.
Because they're going through this radiation.
How's the stream?
Stream's great.
No,
Everyone.
This man came in.
You're only
Look,
gonna
he thought
get
he
us in
was
trouble. I have to drink out of the hose.
already funny,
Okay.
and then this man just goes
This is
off
amazing.
the charts.
No. Yeah.
What are you
Naughty
coming
and
over here
not
for?
naughty.
Tell you what, where are they?
You're only going to get
42
us in
degrees
trouble.
over there right now. That's brutal.
Good morning, Philly.
That's brutal.
So what street is this?
This is Route 40 and
The news
Wilton
used to be
Boulevard.
like this more often.
Wilton?
I like that. Everybody enjoyed that. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying that. All right, curtain calls.
Like it.
Brought to you by our
I got
friends
one.
at Perkins McKenzie. All right.
I got one. Joey Votto, Brandon Crawford, Steven Strasburg, Mike Mustakas, Charlie Blackman, James Paxton, Kevin Kiermaier, Daniel Hudson, Chris Davis, Elvis Andrus, Shinshu Chu. Baseball's opening day is tomorrow. These are all people we either grew up with or watched play and played longer than us. End of an era, if you will.
They all retired.
They are all retired and will not be on rosters this
Wow.
year.
Wow.
Curtain calls to those guys.
Yeah. Shout out. KK came up with him. Kevin Kiermaier came up with him with Tampa. Great career. Made over
Great
$1 million.
career.
Made over 100 million.
That's a great career.
Great career.
You're a U.S. prospect for
whoa.
2 years.
Sorry, here's my curtain call to all of the haters and doubters, which there are many. Will Campbell of LSU Law, got his arm measured again today, and instead of 32 5/8 of an inch, he's officially at 33 inches.
Measured the same arm length he had at the Senior Bowl.
Yep.
Apparently.
You're a U.S. prospect.
And here's his response.
Yep.
for 2 years, nobody had any measurements on me, and nobody said anything about my play. So now all of a sudden, an arm length decides if I'm a good player or not. I think it's BS. But any decision makers in the NFL, they don't really care. It's all people who don't coach, and they don't coach for a reason.
I love him, dude. I love him.
I mean, he was like that at LSU too. It's not like he switched
doubt.
up.
And look, he's they have come out and said Daniel Jeremiah actually had a great interview with Rich Eisen on the Rich Eisen show. And they basically was like, hey, is it a big deal? Tell me about it. And Daniel Jeremiah is like, you know what matters? You know how much it matters to the teams that like him and the teams that don't. If the teams like him, 33 inches, I'll have it. Teams that don't like him, 32 and 5/8, can't do it.
Can't have him.
Right? Like, it's just, that's how much it matters to the teams. That's how you know it matters, when it matters or where it doesn't matter. But a lot of those players that went to the Senior Bowl had smaller measurements at the Combine compared to the Senior Bowl, and these measurements that they had their pro day were same as Senior Bowl. So something a little whatever was going on in the NFL Combine.
Your curtain call, sir.
My curtain call, staying with the pro day. I will say this before you play the video that I put in there. I didn't know this man had it like this. We watched him play for 6 years at LSU. He was a guy who wore 18. He was a guy that everybody loved. Hey, this guy's a walk-on. This guy's a grinder. He does all the stuff that nobody wants to do. He pass protects. He gets the tough yardage. He does the stuff. But he's not an NFL prospect. He's not super athletic. He just does the stuff. He just puts his nose in. He just puts his nose in there. And he just fights. He fights through it. Well, this guy said, hold up. I am athletic. I'm not just a grinder, and I am going to play in the NFL. Not only am I going to play in the NFL, I'm probably going to get drafted now based off of his pro day, and that is one Josh Williams. We didn't know he had it. I didn't know he looked like this. I didn't know he could run like this. I didn't know he could jump like this. Kudos to this man for training his ass off, obviously, and being the star of LSU's pro day. This man won shredded. Absolutely shredded. Ran a 4.45 40 and jumped a 42-inch vertical with a broad jump of 10.3. His vertical jump would have been third highest.
This guy got dominated, by the way. Like, had to wear it.
His vertical jump would have been third highest at the NFL Combine.
Yeah, I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
And it was
shout out to him, man, because that's awesome.
Kind of like quiet, like they kind of like shut the building down. Like you could hear them on the field. You could like after he finished the 40 and he heard his time, like he like looked for somebody to tell him, and obviously he heard what he wanted to hear. He goes, "Quit fucking with me," and we're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
like because I've never even heard him talk.
But yep, people and look, you hear that shit, right? Like he knew he was athletic, more athletic than people thought, and he kept quiet. And look, he proved it. Shout out to him, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a mic drop. I'm here type of day, and you got to imagine that there's going to be some sort of opportunity for him going forward with that. Like, how could there not be, right?
We all felt that he was going to be in the NFL on get undrafted free agent, get an opportunity at camp, maybe force his way onto a roster or practice squad because of being able to play special teams. But I didn't know how fast he was, and I was like, "Oh, is he fast enough to play special teams? Maybe he's on whatever." He goes and does this. This man's going to get drafted probably late rounds. He's a 6th round. He was a 6-year senior, but he has all the measurables for a running back. He has good tape to show you, hey, listen, I'm going to pass protect. I'm a guy that you're probably going to want on your team. So shout out to him, man. He gave himself even bigger of an opportunity in the NFL than he would have had before this.
Yep.
All right.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's all we got for you today on this beautiful Wednesday. We'll be back live in studio Friday from 1 to 2-ish, talking gambling, recapping the Thursday night game, which is tomorrow, previewing the rest of the weekend series against LSU Mississippi State. We are excited. We're going to talk a lot of gambling. Obviously, we haven't hit a parlay yet. LSU ruined that for us.
That's not true.
I haven't hit a parlay yet.
That's true.
LSU ruined it for us twice last weekend. We're going to change that this weekend. We're going to get after it. Enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy the game tomorrow. We'll see you on Friday. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't watch us, but you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. See you on Friday. Peace. Jared didn't like the show today.
Oh, come on.
Give
Give it to us.
Just a thumbs up. Just an average.
Damn, this is a great. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's over there. All right, boys.
Later.
Later.